Welcome, my friends, to a brand new Third Age Total War Divide and Conquer playthrough. My name is Saphers. It has been quite a while since we've played this mod. This is Divide and Conquer version 5. There will be no AGO or SUS involved. We've played those submods for the last couple of campaigns, the last one being with the Kingdom of Rohan, quite possibly the most successful Rohan campaign I have ever played and I've ever witnessed as a player on Divide and Conquer. Rohan normally get wiped out quite quickly, but we managed to make sure that their kingdom more or less dominated Middle-earth altogether. This time round we're playing as the Dwarves of ERED LUIN. This is a faction that I have chosen. There was no faction voting involved this time around. It's because A, we haven't played this for a little while, and B, the Dwarves of ERED LUIN is actually a faction I have been wanting to give a try for some time. They are isolated away from other factions apart from the High Elves, who are located just to the south of them. So they are quite isolationist. They have no immediate enemies. There are a couple of independent nations in between, independent realms as they're called. But their main enemy is the Kingdom of Angmar, and it will be a short while before we actually encounter them. So this will give us quite a lot of time to try and develop the faction altogether. Disclaimer as well, I will possibly be editing the footage as we go, especially on the campaign map. The reason for this is because if we are going to be playing isolationist and there are going to be times where I'm just focused on faction development and there's not a lot going on, I may edit that side of the footage out just to make sure that things are flowing quite nicely and we get through to all the interesting aspects of the campaign a lot quicker. If you're happy with that, then let me know in the comments. If you're not, if you'd rather I just showed everything from start to finish, then I will consider doing that as well, if enough people request it too. The other thing about ERED LUIN, which we will look at the details in a little bit, they are a faction that will be given a choice. One is good, one is evil. I know that Izzy has played a campaign as the Dwarves of ERED LUIN about 2 to 3 years ago, and he chose the evil path to see what that was all about. I will not be doing that. There's another disclaimer. I will not be going down the evil path. I will not be accepting the gift that will be offered to us at that stage. I think it's around turn 30. I may be wrong about that. I want to actually play the faction from start to finish as a regular faction on this occasion. So this time around, we will be rejecting the gift that will be offered to us at that point, and we'll be seeing how far we can get with this faction as they are. So with all of that said, let's not waste any more time and let's get this campaign started. Alright, my friends, welcome to the campaign map for the first episode of the Dwarves of ERED LUIN. This is the standard welcome to Divide and Conquer message that pops up with every new campaign. I will not be reading through this because I have been through it many times, but if you wish to read through it yourselves, then please feel free to pause this video to read the text. Unless you are somewhat gifted with the ability to read very quickly, in which case congratulations to you. But otherwise, for those of us mortals who are not able to do that, please pause the video and read should you wish. The Dwarves of ERED LUIN, so this is a bit of a faction introduction text. Again, should you wish to read through it, then please pause the video and do so. I will just slowly scroll through the text here. As mentioned previously, we are playing as a relatively isolationist faction, so things will be interesting for us. We will have quite a bit of time to go through the faction and try and establish ourselves in Middle-earth before we start expanding out in full force. The Grimborn. This is a feature that ERED LUIN have. So, essentially, a rather summarized view. When I mentioned earlier that there will be a choice that the Dwarves of ERED LUIN will make, the Grimborn are part of that choice. There is a Dwarven Lord, I forget what his name is, it's Grim something, but he will appear. We will get a little notification around turn 15, I think it is. And essentially what will happen is that his his views on everything are starting to gain traction within the faction. He is starting to gain more and more followers and support within the kingdom of ERED LUIN. And essentially what will happen is when we get that choice, should we choose to accept the gift that is offered to us, then this leader will be appearing as a general with a bodyguard and with the gift in tow as an ancillary. If we reject it, then I think nothing else happens from there. I think we get a gifted unit for rejecting the gift. As in a gifted unit from the game, not from the people offering the evil gift in the first place. And we get to carry on the campaign as per normal. But this is essentially what is going on here. So the Grimborn are that faction that leader represents, and their abilities, or their political standing, will increase over time. Nothing else will happen, I don't think, after we reject the offer, but this is just something that's quite interesting to see. So again, should you wish to pause and read, then please feel free to do so. Okay, so that is all of that done. Diplomatic standing, diplomatic information. The Orcs of Gundabad are at war with the Anduin Vale. They have also declared that they are allies of Moria, Angmar, and Dol Guldur. Not unexpected. Right, so we have 3 starting settlements. For Hamgathol, we have Guhunzanor. I'm probably really butchering these names, but then we also have Thorin's Halls, something a little bit easier here. Should you guys wish me to rename any settlements, then please put your suggestions in the comments. I believe I did that. I don't remember if I did that in the Rohan series, but I think I did that during my Woodland Realm series before Rohan. So should you guys wish me to rename any settlements, if you have any suggestions, any cool suggestions, then please put them in the comments below, and I'm happy to rename as we go along. We have 1 diplomat, Anar. He is going to head south for us towards the elves, and we're going to go get ourselves established down there. We're already blocked. That's a little bit annoying. There we go. So we get behind those rebels there, the independent realms. So in terms of what we start with, okay, so Clan Lord Gore, he has quite a cool bodyguard. He has Gabil Gathol Guard. Now that is apparently a custom unit for the Dwarves of ERED LUIN. It's a sword wielding unit, quite a decent sword wielding melee infantry unit. So nice, good, strong bodyguard there. We have Nar, who is made up of, apparently this is a standard bodyguard unit of Tumunzahar nobles. So that is quite good. Missile attack and melee attack, so they are armed with crossbows. And then we have Clan Herald Grain, who is, I believe, a crossbow. Yes, broad beam marksman crossbow unit. So a very nice crossbow unit as well. Family tree, we can see that both Clan Herald Grain and Nar are both the sons of Clan Lord Gore, who is married to Drumba. This is the extent of our family tree. There is nothing else here. So hopefully we can get that expanded a little bit quicker. And obviously, as dwarves, mines are the biggest source of income. So we have the wealthiest mines in all of Middle-earth as a dwarven faction, so we will be emphasizing the mines quite a bit. Not straight away, 6,500 on hand, and there are a few things that I would like to build to begin with across all 3 provinces, which is the Stoneworkers Hall. So this gives us a building cost reduction by 15% and building time reduction by 20%. Now there are obviously faction equivalents of that building across Middle-earth. In Rohan, I try to build those as frequently as possible. I didn't really expand them as quickly as a lot of people would have liked me to, but I did try and build them quite quickly at the beginning of the campaign. I'm going to try and stick to that theme as well here. So we're going to be building those to begin with. Thorin's Halls, you need it as well. There we go. So, excellent stuff. I'm going to recruit a spy as well. The Dwarves of ERED LUIN. So, from Arakir Galadurthan's faction introduction video on the Dwarves of ERED LUIN, they are very much a pike and crossbow wielding faction. That is where their core strengths tend to lie. The dwarves have been separated so that each one is a specialist in a certain field, and for the Dwarves of ERED LUIN, apparently it is predominantly the pikemen and their crossbows. So we're going to be focusing a lot on recruiting those types of units. We can get some ERED LUIN pikemen at Thorin's Halls and at Famagothol. So I'm thinking maybe we're going to probably get some of those as well. I tell you what we're going to do. Let's release the Fog of War. And we're going to have a look at where we are standing. Because I would like to think that the Dwarves of ERED LUIN, or any faction in Middle-earth, would have a rudimentary map detailing where locations are across the continent. They may not have necessarily the most up-to-date information, but I'd like to think that maybe right at the beginning of a campaign, they would have enough information to have a bit of an idea where things might lie. So we're going to have a little bit of a free roam here, with the toggle Fog of War switched off. So we're going to have a little look around. So the dwarves, the elves, the high elves are down in the south. Mithlond is directly south to us. We're going to go talk to them. We're going to get some trade set up with them just to give us a bit of a boost in the early stages. Perth en Lune is the first village that we will probably target, followed shortly afterward by Garth Helagoth. So we're going to be doing that quite quickly. I think establishing a couple of extra settlements out in the open. We are a mountainous people, but I think getting those two would be okay. Ostgelon, Barketa, and Furost would be the next ones if we were to continue expanding out to the east. But for now, I think we're going to just target the first two. We're going to take this in stages. And as we can see, Angmar all the way out here to the east. Carndum is there, with Latasha Mount Graham there as well. Nice little mountain pocket for them too. We can get a specialist building at Mount Gundabad, which I believe is Thorin's Hall, as a specialist building, which gives us some hammer-wielding units, but that will come along quite later on in the campaign, I think. So our victory conditions are to defeat the remnants of Angmar, so that is our target. So expanding basically from left to right towards Angmar is the natural path for us. Now there is another pop-up that will happen later on, Buzra Doom. That is an old province of ours, southern ERED LUIN, so reclaiming that would also be very, very beneficial. So that is also going to be a campaign objective for us. Right, so that is the Toggle Fog of War sorted. So let's deactivate that for now. We're not going to have that on the entire time. That's a little bit too much cheatsy doodles. So we're not going to be doing that for the entirety of the campaign. But for what we're going to do now is we're going to be working towards getting the village down here. So let's re-establish our lords in their respective settlements. Perfect. And what we're going to do, we are going to get, we have one pike unit here and one crossbow, the ERED LUIN scouts. What we're going to do is we're going to go for some extra pikemen. And should we go for a militia? Yeah, we'll go for a militia unit as well, just to expand ourselves a little bit there. So I think that is everything. There's not really much we can do. Actually, tell a lie. There is a little bit more that we can do. The standard SAF tactic of watchtowers everywhere. So let's just put some within marching distance of our settlements. There's quite a good abundance of mercenaries available for us should we choose to recruit some as well. So that's just another point to us. This is version 5 of Divide and Conquer, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. This is also version 5 with the latest hotfix, which was released on the 19th of June 2023. So hopefully I installed the hotfix correctly. The game, touch wood, seems to be active. There was a bit of an issue where it actually cancelled all of the music out of the game for some reason. So I had to refix the music after the hotfix, but I'm hoping that everything is now working correctly. Right, Anar the Gossip. Why have you already gained a name? Doesn't even say here. Why are you already Anar the Gossip? You were an Anar a minute on its own, I thought, originally. Am I just being silly, or has his name just changed within the turn flip? I feel like he was just called Anar before, but... Okay, never mind. Right, let's grab our spy as well. There we go. Perth and Lun. 3 units of Warg Riders and 2 unknowns. Probably infantry. The Captain Army, Captain Herion, sorry. Herion? There we go with that. He is made up of a Privateer Axeman and 3 units of Bandits. So he is going to be an interesting one to deal with in the field. We have some Firebeard warriors here, so I'm thinking we start moving troops down this way. I almost kind of don't want to take Clan Lord Gore out of Thorin's Halls, simply because he makes me a little bit of extra money in Thorin's Halls. He's not free upkeep though, whereas this militia unit is, so maybe I take a gamble. Maybe we get him involved. Okay, let's take him out. We're going to take a bit of a financial hit here in the early stages, but that's fine. We will, once we've taken Perth, we will be able to re-establish our military around our 3 provinces. Hopefully by that point we'll have also built some military buildings as well. At a cheaper price, I should add, once the stone workers have all been established. So I hope you guys have been looking forward to me returning to Third Age Divide and Conquer. It's something I've actually been meaning to do for a while. I did say I was going to take a break for 1 or 2 series because I had been playing Third Age non-stop. There's always been a Third Age campaign on the channel. I decided to take a little bit of a break, and we've been playing Star Wars Empire at War with the Awakening of the Rebellion mod, and we've also been playing Medieval 1100 AD, which has actually been a very, very fun mod to play as well. But I felt like now it was time to return to our roots. So Clan Herald Grain, our faction heir, has now become married. We now have a mission to send Anard to the High Isles, and we'll get some money for it, which thankfully is what we are already attempting to do. So we just keep following that road all the way to the coast. Well done. War declared between Moria and the Anduin Vale. There we go. Stoneworkers' halls built across all 3 settlements. Money is not holding up very well, but that is absolutely fine.
Aye. My king, move out. Aye, Lord. Aye. Forward.
Alright. We'll establish ourselves on the bridge.
Aye, sire.
And we're going to wait for our reinforcements to arrive before we do anything else. 81%, I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice my spy abilities on some captains. They are generally easier to spy on.
Yes, sire.
As a dwarven spy, wouldn't he be a little too short to pass as a privateer? Slight Star Wars reference there. Right, so faction-wise, settlement-wise, let's have a look at what our income is composed of. Trade 733, taxes 513, farms quite poor. Farming is not our strongest point. Seeing as trade is possibly our biggest source of income, I'm thinking maybe we expand the grain exchange at Thorin's Halls. I think we also increase the tax rate to high, and that stalls our growth, but it does reduce the deficit slightly. Okay, so what does that improve our trade to? From 733 to 794. It doesn't actually go up by much. It does not go up by much at all. But I'm going to stick with it. Okay. Anything else we need to do here? Don't think so. We're just waiting on Anar the Gossip to arrive at Mythlond to the south. So once these extra troops have arrived with Clan Lord Gror, he will be attacking that captain and pushing his way to Perth. Here we go. Right, it is now winter. We're losing 371 per turn. Isengard and Rohan are at war, standard. Now though, let's get this mission completed.
What is it you wish to discuss?
I'm thinking trade rights, and I'm actually going to ask them for some money. Still generous, okay. Increase that to 1,000. Balanced, okay. What if I add some map information? Generous, okay. Meager wealth, that doesn't mean it's going to be rejected necessarily. So let's try that at generous.
It's good to
Accepted.
Well, that seemed fruitful.
And we completed the mission where we also gained an extra 750. So by speaking to the elves, we've gained 1,700 gold. 1,750 gold, to be accurate. So Thorin's Halls are building a bit of trade. Gahuzanur. I'm going to butcher that name every time I try and pronounce it. You don't have any military abilities whatsoever, so, but you're also having a little bit of a public order issue. So I'm wondering if we maybe go for a pipe pull just to get that public order up a little bit higher. Only by 5%, but it does allow some free upkeep units as well. I don't think that will help make Nar free upkeep, but it's a possibility. Pig farming. Alright, we'll go for a pipe pull there. We don't really want to ruin our economy too quickly. Whoops. So do I go for pig farming maybe? Improves food production, which of course improves growth. So if I do population growth and do that, food production upgrades built 0.5%. All right, let's stick with that. Let's see what that looks like by next turn.
Joining our force, Europe.
All right, I'm going to pull you away from the elves over here, so that if we need to start a new mission with you, we have you already away from the elves. As for you, pop in there. Don't need to see that again. Keep increasing your skills. And let's have our first battle here. So, Clan Lord Gore. I think I called him Gror earlier. I apologise. Clan Lord Gore versus Captain Herion. 1 unit of privateer axemen, 3 units of bandits. Clan Lord Gore has 2 pikes. He has his bodyguard. He has some firebeard warriors. A couple of dwarven labourers who are good at armour piercing. Not very good at much else, but armour piercing they're pretty decent with. And then we've got some ERED LUIN scouts. So, let's jump into our first skirmish as the Dwarves of ERED LUIN, and let's see how they fare up in battle. Right, welcome to our first engagement with the Dwarves of ERED LUIN. So, I'm going to do my pikes straight in the middle here. Might not stretch them out too much, but let's put them there. We're going to have the crossbows right up front, nice and wide. Okay, so then we're going to have Gore, and we're going to have... Oh, should I have just Gore in the middle, maybe? Let's have a look at his units as well. God, the scrolling is so slow. It's look quite nice, actually. I'm liking the sort of square with the sort of square shield with the pointed corners. It kind of reminds me of what's his name from Lord of the Rings: The Third Age PlayStation game, PS2 game. I can't remember what the dwarf's name is. Hadhod. There we go. Hadhod. His shield. Quite like that. I like it. Yeah, they look quite decent. They look quite decent. Hopefully they fare up just as well. So tell you what, I'm going to put my labourers together on one flank. And I'm going to have my Firebeard warriors on the other. Let's have a look at them. I kind of feel like they are going to be the berserkers of the army. Okay, so let's fast forward here. So range is about here. Let's get the dwarves opening fire. Let's see how much damage they do. So 175. We are firing head on, so they may not get the best amount of damage. They got a fair bit. 13 casualties. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Start targeting the privateer axemen as well. A few more casualties there. Excellent. Pikemen are bracing. Alright. Fall back. So we're waiting for all of these enemy troops to basically engage with our pikes here. I'm going to bring one of my labourers out to the flank a little bit, out to the wings. I'm going to wait for the engagement here before I bring these Firebeards in and around on the flank, because they have got the privateer axemen at the back there. Okay, they have charged into my line. So let's turn and engage with both of the labourer units. I'm going to hit from the front and in the flank, so that should be quite good.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Bandits have retreated. Hold your position. Hold your position. Privateer axemen are now chasing down my labourers on the flank, so let's get Gore involved. Let's get you guys moving as well. Yeah, these enemy bandits were attempting to be trying to be a little bit flexible, and I don't think it's worked out quite that well for them. Gorge is going to get involved here against these privateer axemen. There we go, hitting them from the flank.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Crossbows are now ceasing fire. So we're going to bring our Firebeards around the back of these enemy troops here in the middle. Our labourers here against these privateer axemen are suffering some casualties, I have to say. But Gore's bodyguard are holding up quite nicely. Those bandits are getting wrecked by these labourers. So just to show you guys, these guys are effective against armour. They are basically armed with hammers, axes and pickaxes. So they are very effective armour piercing unit. They are not that great at holding up in melee, but their armour piercing makes up for it quite nicely. Right, let's get these pikes to push in against these bandits. We're going to ignore them now, actually. We're going to go straight for the enemy general at the back here. Right, those bandits are not coming back. Full charge. Full charge. Bandits are done. So we still got quite a lot of our pikemen. We didn't actually lose that many men there, which is even better. Crashing into the back of those privateer axemen. Getting wrecked. So my labourers.
Look how our cowardly foe runs.
Right, run them down.
It is time to press the attack.
See if you can shoot some of those bandits at the back there as well. There's the captain running away. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. What's that? 17% casualty rate. That's a little higher than I would have liked. There we go. Shot a few of them in the back. See if you can get the enemy captain.
Grab your weapons.
What if we do get the captain? Nope, we only killed one of them as they retreated. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to give chase. We don't really have any cavalry at all, so they're not a cavalry faction. We would have to recruit some mercenary cavalry, I think, really. But overall, not bad. 135 losses for 599. Most of those losses were in fact, most of them were going to be in the labourers. Yeah, casualties sustained 90 losses there. But they did inflict 73, so not far off of a 1-to-1 ratio there. The Dwarven Labourers, the other unit, this 102 unit, 50 losses for 107. So actually they got a 2-to-1 ratio, which isn't too bad. 5 casualties healed, 12 there, 1 for the pikeman, and 12 for that pikeman as well. So, yeah, not bad overall. Not bad at all. I think they are going to be relatively sturdy. But definitely I can see why they are a pike and crossbow unit. What did our crossbows get, kills-wise? Scout. 81 inflicted. Not bad. Could have been a bit higher, but not bad. Right. Clan Lord Gore's attack on Captain Hirion was successful. He's sacked the enemy's camp. We've now pushed on. We now have the ability to attack Perth en Luin at the same time. So we have 3 Warg Riders and 2 enemy infantry in there. So we're going to be dealing with that in a second. Thorin is the name of our spy. I hadn't even noticed that. So Thorin is going to go ahead and scout north to us, for us, up to whatever this castle was called again. I can't remember. And we're going to see what we can scout out there. Just to give you another heads up as well, that I've given you so many heads up in this episode already. But I also plan to do a little bit of a narrative for this. I might start it in episode 2, but I kind of want to do like almost like like Dwarven records at the beginning of each episode. Kind of thinking of maybe sort of basically just like I do with other series, do a bit of a recap, just in a slightly, you know, for this series instead of for something else. So we did a bit of a recap sort of style for the Rohan series. You guys quite liked that. Towards the end, I had to kind of scale that back and stop that in the end because of time constraints. But I'd like to try and do that for this series if I can. Maybe if it's just up to the short campaign victory conditions, for example. But yeah, like a Dwarven Records sort of thing might be quite a fun thing to do. So I do have plans to do that, just so you guys know. I wouldn't have obviously do anything with this episode because it's just the introductory bit. So I think that is everything. There's nothing else that we need to do. So we're going to go straight into this.
Marching to battle, sire.
Captain Hummer. You're supposed to be in Rohan. What are you doing here? So 3 units of wargs, 2 units of orc fighters. We have our 2 pikes at relatively... In fact, they are at full strength, so that's brilliant. Didn't lose anybody from that. And our crossbows are at full strength and ready to go. They have gained an experience level as well. Did they have an experience level before? Quite possibly. Didn't really notice. But they are ready to go as well. So, let's... in fact, I reckon they maybe didn't, because these pikes are the only ones that don't have experience. Unless I recruited that unit and all of these already had it. I can't remember. Anyway, without hanging around too much, let's launch our attack on the village of Perth en Luin.
Stand true. Stand victorious.
So we're here at our first settlement battle. Quite an open village, I have to say. Quite spaced out. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm guessing the enemy can't run through this gap because of the way that the settlement map has been created from Medieval 2 and from 3rd Age. I'm guessing that enemy units have to stick to these paths here, so it might mean that I'm able to deploy some crossbows on this little slope here and shoot down into the town centre, maybe. Possibility. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up on this side, I think. So let's grab all of our pikemen. I'm going to keep them... space them out a little bit. Space them out a little bit. Just in case the wargs do decide to try and venture out somewhat. I'm going to have my crossbows in the middle for the moment as well. Right, and then we'll grab all of our infantry together. Like that. And we're going to progress forwards. So, wargs are indeed coming forwards. Are they actually coming forward? Or they... Yes, they are. Okay, let's fire at will. I think they're coming forward. Yep, here they are. Well, we've managed to get a volley off, so that's alright. Although they are a little bit staggered. I'm not seeing a charge of any kind happening right now. I mean, should I maybe move forward? Start pressing forwards, maybe? Here we go. Right, let's get our heavy infantry forward as well, just to support the pikes a little bit. Those orc fighters are now coming out as well. Pikemen are absolutely loving life right now. Look at this.
Winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Go into a bit of a cinematic mode here. What's that warg doing right there? It's quick stepping his way through my pike line. I like it, I like it. I've got my pikes on guard mode just so they don't give chase too much. But I should probably stop faffing around. The enemy infantry are now engaging. Oh, we got wargs are coming in from the flank here. Right, let's get our crossbows over this way. We're going to bring our general this way too. Oh, that's going to hurt. That is going to... Yep, our numbers are getting knocked down somewhat. Oh, that is going to hurt a little bit. Yeah, I shouldn't be faffing around too much in the cinematic mode, should I really? Right, crossbows, head round. Wargs are broken there. Get involved. Right, so we have warg riders at the back there. Let's send those labourers in. One warg unit there. Is that the captain? Oh, it is the captain as well. Go for the captain, please. Got some wargs at the back over there. Our labourers are taking pounding. Oh, there goes the captain. I'm probably going to make some really poor tactical decisions in the early stages of this series, and I apologise wholeheartedly. But can't get anywhere without learning, can you? Alright, orc fighters are broken. Engage the next unit. Push across.
Look how our cowardly
There we go.
It is time to press the attack.
I'm not going to give chase. I can't run down the enemy troops as they rout that well. So we're going to end the battle rather than trying to chase them down. 108 losses. A lot of those would be to my firebeards. Casualties sustained 44, healed 11. So 11 of those trampled men have been recovered. Probably just bruises or, you know, dislocated shoulders or something. Yeah, a little bit painful there for them, but otherwise not too bad overall. Sustained casualties here, 39 for the pike unit. That would be this one. But 227 kills. And the other pike unit, 167 as well. So that is all of those wargs wiped out. Brilliant stuff. I love it. I'm loving the pikes already. And we're only 2 battles in. Perth en Luin, 2981 of the Third Age as another victory. We have taken the village of Perth en Luin, so if you guys want this renamed, then please put your suggestions in the comments below. Let's sort out the public order. That is going to be needed first and foremost. I don't know what I'm going to build. I don't have anywhere to retrain Let me select it. Thank you. I haven't got anywhere to retrain my labourers. We're going to need to build the Ironmonger. That will be what allows us to retrain these guys. Our pikes can be retrained. I'm going to merge those, and next turn I'll send this unit back somewhere to be retrained, and the Firebeards as well. We can get some Firebeards recovered at Thorin's Halls. So actually we can get the pike unit and the Firebeards at Thorin's Halls. I'll probably send them back with Gore. I think we'll send him back there. Fantastic. All right, 4 turns in, we've made our first conquest. Ah, right. So, Gore's other son, Nar, has now married. Fantastic. Let's get the family tree growing. Send an emissary to Breland. That is over here. And there's our diplomat on the left. So, we'll bring him down here.
Of course, sir.
Brilliant. We'll get a little bit of money from that too. So, let's have a look at the family tree. There we are. Oh, he has also had a third son, Locke. 1 year old. 1 year old. So we've got 30, 23, and 1. Also, I think Locke maybe isn't a son. Have I misread that picture? I don't know. He has another child, 1 year old. There we go. That's all we care about. Getting the family tree growing, that's all we care about. Don't mind if it's a son, a daughter, or whatever. Just get that family tree growing. Because dwarves are notoriously slow growers, unfortunately. So the more growth we can get, the better. Right, Thorin is heading north this way. Going to find that rebel province up there. Gore, let's take you and these ones. Oh, maybe not. Public order is not in your favour. I didn't actually build anything here, did I? Silly boy, silly boy. But we're making 824 a turn, which is brilliant. Alright, so we have to go for the stoneworkers. I might have to leave Gore in Perth. Everywhere is building something now. Excellent.
Aye, Lord.
How many dwarves do I get in a unit? I don't remember how much they were at the beginning. It was like 130 something? Nope. Used up the entire unit. Okay, never mind. I'll just have to recruit some new ones when I get the ability to to recruit them. Oh dear, never mind. Okay, so we got 2 turns there. 1 turn for the pipe hall there. 1 turn for the grain exchange there. So we're doing alright. So we're at a stage where we're waiting for the latest intelligence from Thorin on the next independent held town.
Something to investigate.
Garth Heligoth. There we go. Okay, sizable garrison.
Yes, my king.
58% success there. 58% success there. Goodness me.
Quiet as a mouse.
Oh, he was successful though. Well done. So we got some sellswords in there. We got some lumbermen, 3 units of bandits, and 2 woodland hunters as well. Right, get me some ironmongers.
Aye, Lord. Move out.
Grain exchange. Right, what is your income? 614 for trade, 364 for taxes, and then the farms are quite poor. You haven't got the mines yet. We haven't got the money for the mines yet. Kind of feel like I want to send a captain to go take Garth Heligoth.
Aye, sire.
Maybe we'll get him up here to go take that fort. Maybe we'll send a captain. So who is this captain? Captain Durin is going to go take that independent fort for us, whilst we establish a few extra troops. and send them over to assist in the siege. We've got some militia down here. In 2 turns, we'll be able to get some labourers. As for Guhuzana, I'm thinking... 3 turns, 12 gold coin, 1,200 gold coins. 4 turns, 1,200 gold coins. But I built a Stonewalker's Halls. Why is there that much of a difference? Not sure why that's a difference. But okay, never mind. Let's go for a... Well, we want to get mines, so maybe I'll save the money for a turn. See if that will give us the mines that we need. Oh, of course, our diplomat. Mitchell Delving. Okay, so we'll go speak to the people at Bree next. Actually, this will be good because we'll see whether we actually get that financing for the mines after this turn flip. And if not, we can try and get some some money from Breeland in exchange for some diplomatic tradings. 3,008 is what we have on hand. And the mines are 3,600. Okay, well, it's a good thing we're next door. Trade, map information. Oh, it's all balanced. Oh dear. What if I try and get 600 from you? Nope, that's me giving them 600.
Acceptable.
Oh,
Until we meet again.
just about accepted. We also gained 750 for completing that mission as well, so that's giving us a little bit of a boost. Let's get some mines. Alright, Perth has finished building there. We don't have the money left to build something there at the moment. That's not a problem.
Aye, Lord.
So we'll use the money to retrain those 2 units. And Captain Durden, let's get you... Let's carry on with you.
We've marched our limit.
All in the positives, which is brilliant. I'm liking that. All in the positive. We're not very high up in the rankings of factions, but overall we're still green, so that's what I like to see. So we'll wait for those guys to be retrained. We'll get some labourers next turn as well. Yeah, we can't really build anything. So we're going to go turn 8. I seem to find that, from my personal experiences of Third Age Divide and Conquer, that the first 10 turns tend to be the quickest turns, and then after that it tends to slow down and things tend to drag a little bit more as you're spending a little more time investing in things and planning ahead. The first 10 turns tend to be the quickest ones. Let's give you a thunder attack again. Alright, we trained those units. Lovely. So let's get some labourers.
Aye.
And we'll get these
Aye,
troops.
sire.
We'll go for that river crossing there.
Forward. We march no further today.
Right, Perth. What can we build for you? We could go for dirt paths. Could go for a pipe hall. There's a market there. Practice range. Would be nice to be able to recruit more crossbows. So I'm thinking maybe a practice range there. Next time we'll invest a bit more money into Thorin's Halls and to Perth as well. I think that'll do for now.
Aye. We've marched our limit. Your order.
Right. So, Anar, what should we do with you? Should we maybe start heading towards the Ar-Adûnâim?
Yes, sire. Of course, sire. His journey is over, sire.
Okay, turn 9 then. Do please feel free to skip ahead to any interesting moments within the campaign if the faction management side of things tends to drag a little bit. I do apologise if that is the case. I'm trying to make things as entertaining as possible so we're not being bogged down by small things. Another mission for diplomacy. We need to head back north.
Waiting your command. Yes, sire.
There we go. And get some money from them as well and complete that mission too. Right, 1,500 on hand. We are making 1,000. That's good. So... I'm not sure what I want to build, you know. I'm thinking maybe dirt paths for Perth and Luhun. I'm thinking.
Aye, sire. March. Aye. That'll do 'em today.
So close. So close to the fort. So close. We're nearly there. We'll get there. There's not a problem. 2 turns. 3 turns. And 4 turns. Lovely. I don't think I'm going to be able to assault Garth Helagoth straight away. I feel like I'm going to have to siege it out for a little bit. Okay, so we have a sort of cinematic script occurring. Ar-Adûnâim. Here we go. South ERED LUIN. Deep beneath the mountains of the southern ERED LUIN, the dwarves of the First Age built a monolithic labyrinth of vaults and chambers to store all the treasures of Nogrod and Belagost. So essentially, it's telling us that we can now, at the end of the Second Age, when the world has changed and numerous sunk beneath the sea, a great cataclysmic tremor shook the very foundations of the earth, and the remaining vaults were sealed off from the dwarves forever. Clearly not going to be forever, though, because it's giving us a mission to go there, I think. We are not those that came before us, however. We are strong and proud. The skills of our ancient ancestors still run through our blood. Now is the time for the dwarves of ERED LUIN to reclaim what was lost and open the great vaults once again. Not all of our kin lament to the loss of the vaults of Beleriand. However, one family, the Dwarves, being the descendants of the last keymaster of the vaults, warn a great secret that is known only to them. They whisper that the vaults hold more than treasure and weapons, and should the vaults be disturbed, it will bring about the ruin of the Firebeards and the Broadbeams. A ruin born of shadow and flame. So there we have it. So I'm not entirely sure what will occur if we take Ar-Adûnâim. If you have any insights, please let me know in the comments below. It's going to be a little while before we even get there anyway, so you guys can let me know the full details if you want, and then we can plan ahead accordingly. So that's where I like to get you guys involved in the campaigns, by sort of introducing you and your information into things. Right, let's get some watchtowers up.
Noble sire, setting a vigilant watch here.
Oh, Thorin's halls don't have mines either. In fact, nobody has mines. Why am I building mines here? Get more money for them at Thorin's halls. Oh, okay. 3,600. 3,825. Is this the same book across? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm trying to decide whether it's worth me building the mines here at Guhuzanard or goodness me, Guhuzanur, or whether I should build them at Thorin's halls, because it looks like I get more money. Flat rate of 125, but income from mining 480. Flat rate of 125. Mining is 168. 336, 125. Okay, you know what? I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to build them in Thorin's halls. Financially, it's more worth it. Right, let's go speak to
You have a
the
proposition.
Ar-Adûnâim. Balanced, okay.
This seems quite good day to you.
Accepted. Good. And another 750. Right, so income here. 615 for trade. 378 for taxes. 65 for farming. And 105 for admin. I'm thinking maybe we'll expand the grain exchange. That goes from 615 to 667. So it's a nice little boost. Not over the top, but a nice little one anyway. So we're going to have 6 units against 7. Hold out for 3 turns. That's not too long. Next time I could maybe recruit an extra unit and send them over as well. Balance out the numbers. There we go. Osgiliath under attack again. Take the rebel settlement of Garth Heligoth. You will be given a reward of 2,000 gold coins. I love it when the game gives me missions that are easy to complete because I'm already on my way to sort them out. It's brilliant. I love it. There we go. Right. Now we built the archery range. What's it called? Practice range. So I might go for some extra scouts over infantry. Because the enemy does have 2 archers in their army.
Aye. Move out. We've marched our limit.
Okay. So let's get a pipe port. Let's get that free upkeep available there too. And there we are. Right, so
You're on.
diplomat. Maybe we're going to try and get you to head down this way.
Aye, sire. I'll continue tomorrow, sire.
There's not really anybody else to speak to over here, so we'll try and head in the other direction. See if we get any kind of diplomatic missions after we've got this one done as well. Okay, guys, that is where we are going to bring this first episode to a close. I hope you enjoyed this little introductory episode of ERED LUIN, and I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the campaign, because I certainly am. I'm looking forward to getting back into Third Age Divide and Conquer. So I've mentioned it a couple of times throughout this episode, but I will mention it one more time before we finish. If you have any name suggestions for the towns, then please let me know in the comments below. If you have any insight into Ar-Adûnâim as well, please also do mention that. And also, if you have any just generic advice or recommendations as we go through the campaign, I'm more than happy to listen as well. So please put your comments there too. Apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time for part 2.